Yo, what up? I'm talking to you again from my living room. I'm saying a lot because I realize that these videos are awfully dry, and that's partly because I don't get paid enough. Actually, I don't get paid anything to do this. So I need more subscribers. So if all of you can hit the subscribe button, maybe tell your friends, tell everybody in the whole entire country to do that. Maybe the production quality can be better. I can afford like some picture of a cat. Yeah. But anyway, today I am attempting question 3. So let me just write this down. I should have written this down a while back, but anyway, I wanted to do this in one take. So question 3, 2013, the Music 1 oral paper. So the question is, explore the features of the styles used in this excerpt. So let's just have a listen to it before we do anything else. Here it is. Yep, so there it is, Firework, a cover version of the Katy Perry Firework. The rock version, obviously hers is the pop version. So, use of styles, what is going on here? I'd say stylistically it's rock music, heavy metal, or just metal. I kind of can't tell the difference. I know this. I'll work it out. But anyway, let's go get a timeline happening because I really like timelines. That's how I like to structure my listening that way. So really we had the intro, the instrumental intro, which was for a very short duration, and then there was a verse. Then we have the pre-chorus, but I just want to say verse. It's not really verse 1, but verse 1, I'm just going to put verse 1A and then verse 1B. Because we were still in verse 1, that's where the vocals do change. Then we have the pre-chorus and the chorus. So that's essentially the structure, the timeline we've got. If you thought, no, we have really just verse, you could stick to that and describe it. I'm just doing it my own way. So in the introduction, let's just have a listen to the instruments that are featured and what they're doing. So introduction, what does it feature?
Here is the second playing.
Now you can hear that there's basically, you have the synthesizer playing as well as the piano or keyboard instrument. It's more like a keyboard instrument. So a synthesizer, keyboard, but playing strings, sustained string sound. And then you have the keyboard. It kind of sounds like a piano. So you've got those two textures occurring. It's texturally quite thin. It plays a very basic 4-chord chord progression. And you can hear a very strong 4/4 time, da, da, da. Let's just have a listen again. So if you want to listen carefully, you can hear the 4 chords, which is a very typical thing in pop, and that's what we can link back to the question. So 4 chords, typical in popular music to have a chord progression that has 4 chords. But let's just have a listen again. You can hear the 4 chords very distinctly. So here's the second playing. She's going to say
Here
that.
is the second playing.
She said it. 3, 1, chord, 2, second chord, third chord, fourth chord. And you can hear 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So there you go. So far that's what we have in the introduction. In the verse, in the first verse, in 1A, you have, let's have a listen.
Do you ever feel like a plastic bag?
So we can hear drums happening. Drums enter into the accompaniment. We can hear the male, so the same, the synthesizer, and keyboard continue to play and also provide the accompaniment. So the drums basically provide the meter. And we can hear the 4/4 time. Typical to rock music. We can hear male voice enter, singing in clean style. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? So it's fine to provide quotes, don't just write the whole song though. I don't know how that would relate to the oral question. So there we have verse 1 essentially. So we have the ensemble. We can always link this back to the question. So an ensemble combination typical in popular music. His tone color of his voice is usual in alternative rock styles. Cool. So that's what we got. Do you ever feel like... Let's keep listening.
Drifting through the wind, wanting to start again. Do you ever feel so paper thin, like a house of cards, one...
We can hear a backbeat. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. And we can always link this back, or we don't have to necessarily. Now obviously we can hear, this is why I'm calling it verse 2A, okay? So the vocals, the tone color is so different. Do you ever feel phrase? So that is repeated, this time by a male voice that has a rough, growling tone color, typical in heavy metal styles. Now you can hear the guitar has also entered, and it is the electric guitar. Electric guitar enters, the ensemble, heavy distortion. So also typical to heavy metal styles to have guitars with distortion. All right. So on 6 feet, if you listen closely, on 6 feet under, the second male voice enters. So let's just wind this back just a touch. So 6 feet under. Second male voice harmonizes, enters on 6 feet under, already buried deep. So we're in the pre-chorus now. Ignite the light. Pre-chorus. So you can hear that the growling tone color in male voice continues, but we hear more movement. Da dee dum da, more movement. So when we hear more movement, normally the durations are shorter. So do you ever feel da 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 da? If we were to do that, that's less movement. But if we were to beat more, do you ever feel? So I mean that is faster, but so I'm going 1. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Now if I go on every 4, 1, 2, 3, same speed, but I've got more beats. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? Whereas it feels like we have less movement if we go. Do you ever feel like a plastic bag? So you can hear, so in the pre-chorus, there's a lot more movement by shorter note length durations. Durations in the accompaniment, especially in the synthesizer. So now we can hear, obviously we've gone back to the sung style. So in the chorus, baby, you're a firework, is sung in the clean style by the male voice, returns to the clean tone color in the first half of the verse of verse 1. Let's get that right. Okay. And let's keep listening. So we can say texturally it's the most dense in the chorus. And that's very typical in popular styles. In the verse, you might just, obviously in the introduction, you heard it was the most texturally thin. And then as we proceed, we go through into the verse, then we go to the pre-chorus. By the time we get to the chorus, that's where we have the most textural density. So we can write that most texturally dense in the chorus, typical in popular styles. So it's not just rock or heavy metal thing. It's like it's a thing in pop music. But yeah, so we can also say, so there is also, let's just have a listen because this chorus does repeat twice. So the chorus repeats twice, and repetition of chorus is also typical. Yeah, so we have like a lot of stuff there, but we can also say that structurally the verse, chorus, or verse pre-chorus idea is typical in popular music styles and is featured in this excerpt. All right, so this I've done a couple of things. So one, I want to call this Oral Lee, because my last name is Lee. I'm known as Miss Lee, so Oral Lee. So oral answers with Oral Lee. That is, anyway. I hope you guys are listening. Thank you for listening, actually, but I hope you guys are practicing oral questions for your HSC. I look forward to reading them. Thank you. Over to you.